Morning, E-Dirt. Hollywood Hills here. Decided to get out of the office. It's way too cold in there. Winter is proper hit us hard. Rather walk down here, have a nice coffee. Believe me, there is something in here. People keep asking if there is coffee. There's the proof, okay guys? There's always going to be haters, hey? I love the coffee though, so just join me for a nice walk. So what happened out there in the big bad world of Hollywood Hills this weekend? It was the next round of the GXCCs, the first pure winter round as well, out at Ventersdorp. A venue that was used about 2 years ago for the GOCs before they got crossed over to the GXCCs, and a classic race venue. Nice and flat, very testing though. 46k loop was taking the guys something like an hour or just under an hour to get the job done. Nice lineup from the quads, good buy-in from the ladies, the juniors, and the bikes are like, again, another big banger entry, something like, I think it was like 380, 390 entries come the end of play. So that's very nice going. Let's tick our way through the shopping list. Firstly with the juniors, it was little Kurbis Bester that walked away with the big win in the 65cc's. 85cc's, once again, Heinrich Aust. And it was on his birthday, and to celebrate his win and his birthday, they actually presented him with his new 125. So watch out, you 125ers. Ryan Peltzer, I'm talking to you. There's a new kid on the block, and as soon as he comes right and figures out how to get on the pipe with that 125, he's going to be a big threat. For the ladies on the motorbike side, the biggest lady entry we have had on the season so far. Very, very cool. Always going to be two names at the top of the pile. The Peterson sisters. This time, it wasn't Janka on the KTM. This time, it was Karika on the Yamaha who walked away with the big win. So good job, Karika. And nice to get one over on the sister. Must have been an interesting drive home for that side of things. On the ladies' quad side of things, again, another big banger entry. This time around, it was going to be the big battle war as always. Gnarly Carly Buerta on the EMD 450 versus the big 700cc Yamaha of Marty Backfisher. Marty walked away with this one, Gnarly Carly down in third, and a best GXCC result on the season so far, second place going to Milani Swanepoel. So well done to you girls, very, very cool racing. On the senior side of the quad things, interesting day as well. Big hole shot coming out of Captain CrossFit Gideon Jacobs. No mechanicals, no problems, flag to flag win. The only man that could run with him on the day was Keenan Hammond, but Keenan also calmed himself down at this event, and no crashes, no problems, came in number 2 wheel. But good job to Gideon, getting the job done, and nice to see him have a real clean race with no problems on the KTM. That thing is absolutely immense. That's his Dakar machine, and it's super strong. Super duper strong. In the open quads, very rare to see Ati Simon, the man who runs EMD Racing alongside his brother, but most of the time he doesn't get out of the shop that much. So very cool to see him actually line up and get out there and come racing with us. So it was very interesting to see him get out there. He had a real good gate, he ran the numbers, and he beat out his brother. So Ati, good job to you, man. Hannah Simon came home second wheel, and Rian Dick third wheel. That meant it was a QCon Basefit EMD lock out of the podium. Very cool racing as well. Very, very good racing. And even times as well. I think the guys were running around about a 51, 52, but constant the whole way through the day. And it was only the top couple of guys that actually ran a 4-lapper race. The rest of the entries running a 3-lapper. On the bikes, on the big OR1s, King Kenny Gilbert getting himself in nice shape. 2 weeks time we go down to the desert. He got a whole shot, he got a flag to flag win. He was untouchable. Low Schmidt ran with him in the early stages, but clearly that collarbone injury from earlier in the year is starting to bug him, and I could see in the last lap and a half, maybe 2 laps, the Brother Leader Trade KTM man was in major, major, major pain. So hopefully Low is going to get himself strapped up, get the cortisone injections going, as we all know, and try and just relax a little bit and get himself ready for the desert. That's going to be where he wants to try and bounce back for the championship. Those were the guys running out front as well, and it was interesting at the end there that Low Schmidt actually started to fade off quite badly as well, and that allowed the motocross crossover. We always talk about a motocross kid crossing over at some point of the season, whether it's into enduro or off-road. This time around, Tristan Purden, he got picked up last year off his motocross contract, stayed with motocross, but got a double contract riding for Tinswala Yamaha and proudly Bidvest Yamaha. He got himself up there into a 2-spot. Incredibly strong rider, and he's really, really starting to come on and get a massive, massive threat. It'll be a bigger contract that he signs for next year, and it'll be interesting to see how he runs in the desert as well. This will be his first time when we go up there in 2 weeks' time. Breaking down the rest of the categories, Cam Becker ran the numbers in the OR2s. He was chased down the whole way through the day by JC Nienaber. Nienaber obviously coming off the previous GXCC overall win and the win in the OR2s. Those guys were so evenly matched the whole way through the day. The gap remained the same. Cam Becker walked away with his first GXCC win of the season in the OR2s. Cam Becker came home JC Nienaber came home second wheel. Very, very exciting racing for those guys. In the OR3s, always going to be two names that we'll be talking about, and that's going to be the whole shot kid, the 222 of Taki Bodgiarges. He didn't get the whole shot this time. This time it was Charon Moore, and Charon went for a flag for flag. He walked away with a big win, and Taki came home as second wheel. In the high schools, great story that we are going to be keeping an eye on with Hollywood Hills and the rest of the season for Stefan van Deventer. Still unbeaten in any race he has entered on the season, whether it's the GXCC, an off-road, a national enduro, a T-bone racing, he has not been beaten, so that's huge. Another massive story though was Adam Back, the slimline version of Adam Back. He's losing a lot of weight, he's got a new personal trainer, and the results are starting to fly in. Second place for him. Very nice job. On the 125s, Leon Jardine walked away with a second win of the season, beating Ryan Peltzer again. Peltzer had some unfortunate mechanicals on the day and was able to claw his way back up into a third place position just behind, I think it was Michael Glockel on the D&H Engineering Yamaha that got the 2 spot. Also in the Masters category, big insane Wayne Farmer on the Door Zone Biker Warehouse Simply Cloud machine. He was rock and roll. He had a really good gate, got the whole shot, ran clean numbers. The only man that was kind of close to him realistically was Van Deventer, but he didn't get the gate that he wanted and he had to plow the traffic. But Wayne jumped out front. He was joined by his good buddy and sparring racing partner in the senior side of things, and that's Bruce Viljoen. Bruce got a good solid number 2 spot on the day, keeps him head and shoulders leading in the championship, but it was Guy Hanley on the Tin Swallow Racing Yamaha that walked away with the senior victory. Good job, Guy. Very, very cool day's racing. Started out very crisp, ended out very cold, but in the middle of the day it was really nice and very well run. No injuries, no big issues, no big mechanicals, hardly any flat tires as well, so really, really fun. What else is happening? Okay, this weekend is an absolute meltdown as far as the calendar goes. I'm off down the road to Impey, and we're very, very excited to see what the Impey is going to hold. Obviously the biggest entry, the biggest entry on any event the country has seen. It's actually got a bigger entry than the roof, of course. It's able to accommodate a bigger entry as well, so that's going to be interesting to watch out for. In Heidelberg, it's the second round or third round, because the first round was a double-header down in Cape Town. So the third round or the second stop on the tour for the T-Bone Racing Junior National Enduro Tour. It's a heartbreaker that I'm not going to be able to be down there, but I can't unfortunately cut myself in half, so I committed to Impey first. They get first gate pick, and we'll just bring you all the information next week on what happened in the T-Bones as well as the Impey. There's something else happening this weekend as well. Erzberg. So a lot of our big swingers and the guys that are running the good numbers in the National Enduros for South Africa, the guys that run the pace in South Africa on the National Enduros and National Extreme Enduros have all made the trip across the pond. So you're talking about who we've got? We've got Blake Goodsight. Blake's in great form. He came off a good win last weekend at one of the German Super Enduro events that got him in good shape. His good buddy Carl Flanagan joined him for that as well, and also ran the great numbers to get himself up onto the box. They're going to be there, both on the Yamahas. You've got obviously Wade Young coming off his XL Lagares win just a couple of weeks back, and he is currently ranked #1 on the season, so that's going to be very, very interesting to see if he can hold on to that #1 plate when they go up into the Erzberg rodeos, climbing out of the quarry and up into the mountains. You've also got Alta de Vet, very, very experienced when it comes to internationals, but crossing over from a local deal on Yamaha to an international deal just for this one race onto a beta. So he spent about 2 or 3 weeks across the pond there getting himself used to the bike, and it's going to be fun to see how he handles the trip and the crossover onto a different machine. Brett Swanepoel as well rounds out a big banger top 5 of SA stars going across there, obviously riding for Pepsi Plastics on the factory Husqvarna on the local scene. It's going to be interesting to see what he's going to get on. Probably one of the Husqvarnas. You can do a lot of renter rides when you go across to these big events, and we'll see how things play out from that point of view. So that's a triple header. So next week I'm going to be super busy coming back from the Impey and reporting back on 3 events, 2 local and 1 international. And then almost straight after that, I think it's 3 days after that, I'll be loading up with the crews and we'll all be heading up to Botswana for the Toyota Desert 1000. We said it was going to be a big banger in June. Nothing prepares you for how wild it gets right in the middle of a national championship, an off-road season. Big thanks once again to our sponsors, and do remember that there are still slots available for the T-Bone Junior event coming up this weekend. There are still also slots available for the Toyota Desert 1000 event. So for you quaddies and motorbike riders out there, if you want to tick that bucket list, that is definitely one to get on the cards. Entries are still open for the desert up until Wednesday this week. Right now I'm going to sign off. It's been nice to be out there in the sunshine with you guys. I hope you guys have a great week, and hold your breath. It's going to be an absolutely insane month of June. I can't wait for June to be over to just catch my breath a little bit, but July, August, September, before you know it, it'll be the roof. Watch out. Have a great weekend. Thanks again to all of our sponsors. Good luck to everyone out there for the Impy, for the T-Bones, and as well for our international flavors over in Erzberg. Hollywood out. Stay fresh.